Last orders at the bar, please.
Welcome to Tavern Tales, a curated 5e Dungeons & Dragons adventure set in the tales of the Yawning Portal campaign module by Wizards of the Coast.
Previously on Tavern Tales, tension has always been high between Zuvus and Vulcan, but will it ever come to a head as these two realize their history is not at all indicative of how they feel in the present?
Come sit down and drink with the enemy, raise a glass and toast to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So come sit down and laugh with the enemy, raise your glass and sing to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So I won't end up being alone, 'cause I won't drink my drink alone. So what about you? 1 beer or two, I'll drink to you.
What do you mean the ring bit? And then Vulcan looks down to see ring fingerless Zuvus standing there.
It's hard to tell because all the light from the one remaining orb is backlighting Zuvus in the doorway. As Zuvus has taken one step out, is holding their hand. So yeah, you can see missing ring finger. Left or right hand?
Right.
Just a little nubbin.
Yeah. This was not explained as part of his speech.
Perhaps he didn't know.
Oh, he knew.
Oh, what a dick.
Yeah, that's what I said. Aren't you glad you didn't wear it anywhere else?
So you also knew.
No, I knew he was a dick. I didn't know exactly what was going to happen or whatnot, but he's a dick.
Do you need help finding your finger?
No, I don't need it.
Your finger?
Oh, wow. Describe what happens next then.
He is going to grab some bandages from his
Sure.
bag, and he's going to wrap up his hand, and he puts a powder on his finger to stop the bleeding
Sure.
of his silver blood, and bandages it,
Okay.
and goes on his way. And he's
Like
taking...
he steps over the spot where he knows that finger is.
Yep.
And marches resolutely down the...
Yeah, he's going to get all the fish ladies.
God damn.
This finger, it's dead to me.
You can have a white gem.
Yeah!
That was a cool choice.
He's
All
too
right.
boss. He's not going to find his finger. Makes him cooler.
There's just a lesser restoration later.
What did you just say?
I said rock on.
That is...
I know, but it's like...
He needs to lose another one for the rock on.
Yeah. There's still time.
Hey, Jad, do you explode if you leave the room?
Yeah, no, I'm not connected. I mean, I'm like not here as a part of a Caraptus thing. I'm here as a part of a alone.
Have you ever met Caraptus? I'm going to leave the room.
Yeah, I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna go out of my way to meet some sort of unaging eternal wizard whose whole entire shtick is to try to beat the mad mage at his own game of building crazy dungeons.
Right, it's like get a hobby.
Or just maybe get a different hobby.
Yeah, or get a girlfriend. Touch some grass.
I'd say there's something missing in Caraptus' life if this is his entire shtick, but
Did his mother not hug him enough?
Well, this conversation continues as you proceed down this corridor, jog to the right, and then head down the corridor to the left, which ends at a set of doors. Vulcan has been passed by Zuvus, who marched past him resolutely, bandaging his hand and with no intention to pick up the finger. But do either of the other two party members give a quick look for this finger in the water?
Yeah, I wanted to look.
Yeah, I'll peek around too, see if I can find it.
Zuvus moves purposefully, causing the ripples of the water to move in his wake. I'm not even going to roll. If one of the two of you wants to find the finger, by all means do so.
You want it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
You want his finger so bad.
Hungry.
I mean, it's a handy resurrection. All you need is a finger.
There is no ring
Oh.
on the finger. As Zubus walks away, it rises up, floating there, dripping silvery blood into the sewery water.
It's a delicacy for some.
Vulcan picks up the finger and...
He brushes off any like algae and stuff on it, any imperfections, and he Gonna grab a piece of his... He's gonna rip off a piece of his bedroll
Okay.
and wrap the finger up and put it in his backpack.
Tuck it into his loincloth.
No, it's in the backpack. It's nice and wrapped, and it's...
Isn't it supposed to go in like ice?
Where are we
In a
gonna
bag.
find ice?
Just saying. It's just going to decompose. It's going to start smelling fishy.
Well, not super fast, but yes. Unless something is done to it, it'll start to go bad. But not for quite some time. You proceed down and you walk up to these closed doors.
I calmly prestidigitation the smell.
Of what?
No, I mean, like every day you can prestidigitation so it doesn't smell, but it decomposes.
Clean the finger off. Okay.
Okay, so we've come up to a room.
You've come up to a door.
A door. I would like to check it for traps.
Yes, indeed. What do you do?
I will inspect. Are there hinges?
Yes.
I'm going to inspect the hinges and carefully look along the creases of the door and check to see if I can see any mechanical triggers.
Paige also mimed having her character's hands run gently over the exterior cracks and crevices of the door and looking about. That sounds great. There does not appear to be any traps or elements that are related to this door, and you can even also tell that it is not currently locked. The water goes up past the lintel of the door, so the bottom 1 foot of the door is actually underwater as well. The door opens and pulls towards you. You also give a quick listen as your two comrades, for some reason a little bit delayed, come up behind you. Neither of them talking, which is interesting, and you don't hear any sounds or anything on the other side of the door.
It appears this door is open and unlocked. I do not hear anyone on the other side, so I would assume we are safe to proceed, but we may just want to be ready, just in case.
As always, we shall proceed forward with caution.
Would you like to do the honors?
That doesn't sound like us.
Yeah, Vulcan will go through first.
All right, you open the door and you immediately see that there are 5 flesh golems clustered against the far wall, and each has a number on its chest. The number 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. And number 5, the one on the left, immediately says to you,
One of us does not belong with the others. If you pick it out, it will serve you, and the others will allow you passage. If you pick the wrong one, we will kill you. You have 60 seconds.
What were the numbers again? 5.
5, 7, 9, 11, 13.
It was prime numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
5, 7, 9, 11, and 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 9.
There we go.
We select number 9.
Okay, Kyle? Yeah. Just go choose 9. Run up to 9 and tag him.
I choose you.
Jot, choose 9.
with more than half a minute left, you run up and you slap number 9 on the chest. Now, gentle listener, we lost a recording of this section of the dungeon, which these players ran through in like a 2.5 hour session. And so we're having to play through much of this for the second time.
And we're dumber.
And unfortunately, we've done this last, so it's been months and they don't remember everything. But as you can no doubt tell, they remembered this one.
I still know maths. Prime numbers.
The
versus
first
non-prime
time we
numbers.
did this, they got it on the 59th second, which was really funny that they needed to like target 9 and they just kept talking about prime numbers, and it was really funny. Nonetheless,
9.
the first one says,
Flesh golems, roll out.
it's the best Optimus Prime that I've got. I don't have much better than that. Yeah, it's just kind of like more authoritative jot. Number 9 steps forward, steps behind the individual that touched it, which happened to be Thesis, and will now respond to any commands that you give it. It does not speak.
Come on, Puddin'.
You may now proceed forward. There is a door on the other side of this room where the golems were all standing next to, and it is also closed, but it is not locked. It is not trapped. You open it up, and you can see that it leads to a few steps up and out of the water, forward about 20 feet before it turns to the right. And halfway down this corridor is a turnstile.
A turnstile, eh? We've dealt with turnstiles before, haven't we, in this dungeon?
I do not believe I have ever seen a contraption like this prior, other than I have actually, I believe, seen this on your ship that you used to steer it Is that a turnstile? Is that the same thing?
No, it's a steering wheel.
But
no, I'm thinking of just the ride that we went on. I thought there was a turnstile, but there wasn't. You know, the water slide.
Yes. Right. Well, as everything in here, I expect there is a trick to this, and we cannot just walk through it. It takes up the whole corridor?
Yes, the turnstile, as you walk towards it, is just like a normal, like, 3-bar turnstile. As you get close and you inspect it, you can find there's no traps or pressure plates or anything around it. However, the turnstile does have a little number counter, and that number says 2. And you give it a little jiggle. It seems to push forward, but does not pull backwards. And there does not seem to be any other way around it other than to go through the turnstile.
Vulcan, why don't you go ahead?
I'll step through. Vulcan's going to take a step through the turnstile.
You walk through the turnstile. It clicks, and the number goes to 3. And that's it.
I wonder if Jad is an individual. I'll go next.
You turn the turnstile, it clicks, and moves to 4.
Okay. With Jad on my shoulder.
I will also go through.
Jad, you get in for free. Isn't that nice?
The golem stands there behind you on the other side of the turnstile. It is a large creature and does not seem to be able to immediately or easily pass through this turnstile.
Come here, Puddin'.
Okay, it starts marching forward.
Yeah. I'll
Roll a
help it.
d20.
Uh-oh.
A 13.
So with the golem's strength and athletics, it pushes against the turnstile and tries to maneuver it, but it cannot walk through the turnstile. It's too large for it and doesn't do anything else. Can't get past it.
All right, stay here. We'll be back.
It does not move or indicate to you in any way, shape, or form that it has understood you. It just stands there, leaning, still pushing, but maybe not actually pushing any longer against the turnstile.
Okay. You're a very useful golem.
The turnstile has moved to the 5 indicator, as the entire party has moved through it.
Oh, thank goodness.
Well, we should continue forward if there's nothing else here for us.
That's great. That was so much less time than the last time you guys dealt with this goddamn turnstile.
Did we destroy it last time?
Oh, yes. You literally ripped it out of the ground and threw it away.
We did?
Yes, you did.
I had a small thought and image
the two
of us
of you
destroying it.
ripped out the turnstile so that you did not trigger a number on it or whatever. All right. You've passed through the turnstile. You move down the corridor in dry stone once more as you're leaving wet footprints behind you. You turn to the right, leaving the golem behind, and move all the way down 50 feet, where the dungeon suddenly takes on a new kind of appearance at the end of this corridor. Very similarly to when you reach that third doorway, the third pressure door leading into the underground boiling lake. The other one did not ever have any of that except for when you floated along the floating river. Oh, I didn't realize that was the key. That was interesting to that. Like we're floating on a floating river. That's the meta context of that. The door is not so, it is set in a natural depression. Like it's a door that's fitted to a natural opening, and the carved, engraved structure of these 10-foot wide corridors that are 20-foot tall with very smooth floors is not apparent at the end of this corridor, and that you come upon a door that opens into a natural environment. And the door here opens onto a stone platform in a large natural cave. And opposite the entrance in the distance is another stone platform. Between them, there is a series of wooden discs suspended from the ceiling by massive steel chains. The floor, way down below you, 50 feet or more, seems to be covered by a pool of shifting, moving substance, because it is 50 feet. You can see that distance with your dark vision and with the light of the sword. It shifts and pops, and there is steam everywhere.
This is a good time to fly this.
I was thinking the same thing.
And you look down at your missing finger.
I have a flying potion.
Right, you do. No, I'm not suggesting you don't have a flying potion. I'm just saying, it was so recent that you had the ability to just fly, right?
Yeah. Stupid ring.
In fact, I believe there's 2 flying potions. Is there not?
I think there
There
was
was
only
the
one.
flying potion from the room, and wasn't one of the potions that you had from your...
That you made?
No, Zuvus found a box of potions that Zuvus didn't know what they were.
We don't know what some of them are still.
Right. But I will tell you, the
One
potion
is.
of flying that just fell in the other room is the exact same potion as one of those potions that you have.
Use a potion of flying? Not that I can't cast it, but I'd like to have my spells.
Let's make it this one.
What does it look like?
It is a clear, bumpy vial, and the liquid changes color depending on the light that's reflecting on it.
Sure. Like a bit of pearlescence and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
like an oil slick would change colors in the light. And there are tiny bits of feather inside. You know, you can like rip the little strands off a feather, or when you find them or whatnot, that's what's inside it. You have to actually swallow those, which end up in your teeth, and it's...
Worth it.
Is that what Zubas says as he downs it?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'll hand one to you.
Yeah, sweet.
Ugh. How?
I just have to like pour it on myself, I think.
I was going to say, can you drink potions?
Pour it into an eye
So there
hole.
are 9 of these metal discs hanging from the roof, and 2 big stone pillars that are on the right-hand side of you as you enter into this space. There is a door way off in the distance, further away than you can see with your dark vision and your sword.
Well, shall we take to the skies? I've always wanted to say that.
Sure, we can take to the skies. Just don't look down.
Gotta look down.
Jot, do you want to be on my shoulder? Do you want to fly yourself?
Yeah, I'm good either way. I'll hang out with you.
Cool.
We'll fly over to the other side.
Describe it.
Zuvus
Superman. Just kidding.
Zuvus pops the cork on the potion.
Yep.
With the left hand or the right hand?
With the right hand, and he's determined that he can use his 2 fingers kind of like a bottle opener.
I mean, it's just a cork, right? So, but you're holding it with the missing finger hand.
Yeah.
Raises it to his lips. What does it taste like?
It tastes like chicken.
Okay, fair. It tastes like chicken, and you do get little bits of feather in amongst your teeth as you're swallowing this potion. So while you are flying, while the flight spell is active, you actually have little bits of feather in your teeth that you're trying to work out while you're flying.
Yeah, it's hands-free flossing.
You know, little tongue has to like dig at the... Well, that's a... you're like,
Yeah.
and distracts you.
The logistics of me taking this potion.
Yeah.
I'm going to pour it into my eye socket.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do you remove the eye?
There's no eyes. There's no eyes. They're empty slots. They're just empty. They glow slightly. I've always described them as empty. My eye sockets. It's just a face mask. How does one drink potions as a construct?
Very good question.
Pour it on my skin, slather it in. I have a little hinge that opens in my heart, and then like an oil change. Glug 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 glug.
Sure. All of those are perfectly acceptable.
I like the little hinged like thing that's in my chest. I like that idea.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, you pour the potion down there, and it's like oil going into a car engine.
Glug glug glug
Yeah.
glug glug.
So the potion like burbles as air fills that extra space. Potion is empty. What do you do with the empty bottle?
Jot, do you want a bottle?
Where am I gonna put it?
You don't have a pocket?
I don't really like bottles, but if you got a shiny coin or a couple of bucks, I'd gladly take that.
Oh, so I'll open up my pack and put the bottle in there, the empty one,
Sure.
and I'm gonna pull out like a copper and give it to Jot.
A copper? What do you...
You said shiny. It's shiny enough. Okay, we're going.
This one isn't even new.
He then puts the copper somewhere on his body,
Yeah.
and you're not too sure exactly where that is, which is a callback to Jot from forever and a day ago. All right, all of you were so impatient to get going and not give this room a couple of moments to get a feel for what was going on. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Now, no one has to make athletics checks to jump from,
Come on.
band to band, but nonetheless, you're flying about.
I'm using my final flash of genius.
Oh, wait, so how do blue gems work again? If we suck on the roll, we spend it to re-roll it?
You spend for advantage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe I should do that instead. I'm going to do that instead.
Okay.
Come on! What?
I'm going to spend a blue
Why?
to have advantage.
You don't even know what you're rolling about.
Yeah, it's a dex saving throw, and I have not rolled very well.
All right. Don't you have advantage on those sorts of things?
Can I see this effect?
Yes.
So then I have advantage.
So the reason I've made you all make these dexterity saving throws is because as you're flying out, none of you seem to have waited long enough to figure out what was going on in this room, and a large geyser of boiling mud and steam erupts from below, shooting up into space, knocking several of these platforms to one swinging side as it erupts very, very close to all of you. And I need you all to make this dexterity saving throw to avoid getting nailed by one of these geysers. To be fair, this geyser is still 3 discs away from you, and you still have to make this check. How did we do?
I rolled a 10, and then I decided to use a blue gem to get advantage to see if I can do any better, and I did not. So my final roll is a 10.
Unfortunately, you needed to succeed on a 15 check, so you have failed, and you will take 11 fire damage. How did we do, Vulcan?
16.
You have succeeded on the check.
On the check.
Because you could see it coming, and therefore had advantage on the roll.
That is correct.
You, instead of taking 11 damage, have succeeded to shy away from it enough to only take 5 fire damage.
Okay.
And I have paused for theatricality because you are a tiefling and have resistance against fire damage.
So I take even less.
So you only take 2 fire damage.
This fire cannot contain me. That's what he says to himself as he's flying.
Hello.
And how did Thesis phase do?
I got an 18.
Wow, then you only take 5 fire damage as well.
Seems fair.
Mm-hmm. Everyone make a survival check.
No.
Sounds like you're not going to survive.
Oh, finally.
How did we do, everyone?
Got an 18.
18.
As a natural 20 on the die.
So that's a...
21.
Yeah, the 3 of you are the best survivalists. Why is it you guys roll so well when I make you make survival checks? That's why your animals and vehicles are all still in good shape and form, and you have this like pretty campsite to go back to. It's literally like somebody pulled up like a Class A motorhome bus that's like $1 million, and that's where you guys are camping.
Yeah.
We found like a campsite, an actual campsite that somebody had built or
With
something.
security and invisibility.
Yeah. So all 3 of you intrinsically know that there is another geyser and it is going to go off, but you see the telltale signs of when that's going to happen based on your freaking incredible survival checks. All 3 of you.
All 3 of us.
A little bit of role play here. Oh, the geyser. They come off when you hear the little popping.
And that is like a full minute away from happening. You can assuredly be all the way over to the other side of the door in that time frame, moving at your 60 feet per 6 seconds. So you fly over there almost casually, land, and
Fly casual.
the door is slick and hot to the touch, but Vulcan has no difficulty with opening it. It as well opens inward towards this chamber because this chamber is so much hotter than the room beyond. And it opens into a very similarly structured corridor, like the secret corridor you traveled ever so long ago when you left Sir Bluto, or Bluey, and his men. This is 5 foot wide, 5 foot tall, traveling down probably 60 to 80 feet before stopping in a door set right in front of you. It is a wooden door made of like a steel oak or an iron oak tree, very thick, very ashen, and it has a lock
We can see that it's locked.
Yes, there's a locked door.
I am going to try and pick the lock.
Okay.
And as I rummage through my bag to locate my tools to help us get access, I realize I cannot find it. And I start getting irritated.
Yeah, especially since like it's hurting your right hand, since that's what you were rooting around with to get it. And you're like, and you have to do it with your left, and it's not where you figured it was. And you say,
someone has stolen my lockpicking tools.
Why are you instinctively looking directly at me? I do not need your lockpicking tools.
You have made it very clear that you are obviously not an acquaintance and or even close to a friend, and therefore I think you want to make my life miserable, and you know how much I depend on these tools, and I believe you have taken them, and I would like you to show me all of your personal belongings.
Is now the time for this?
Well, we are in front of a locked door, and my tools that I could use to assist us in getting through this are nowhere to be found.
I'm going to try all the keys that we had from the other room.
do you have all those keys?
I figured we kept all the keys.
Jot's kind of sitting on your shoulder, and he has 2 pieces of popcorn in his hand, and he's eating one of the pieces of popcorn, and he gestures with the other piece of popcorn towards you as he looks at Zuvus and Vulcan's little conflict. And then he realizes you don't eat, and he pulls the popcorn back and enjoys the Days of Our Lives special that's happening.
If you really wish me to open up my bag, I will. But you're not going to find a lockpick in there.
I ship them a little bit, though.
I would like you to, yes.
So Vulcan's going to huff, and he's going to open up his bag, but he's going...
Right there on top of the bag is your finger.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to go that route. I was going to go something different.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I was going to do is... So he opens up the bag, and then before he starts actually going through, he's going to say, "You say that I would steal something of yours and I'm not an acquaintance, or I don't care about our quote-unquote friendship. Then what do you think this is?" And he pulls out the finger wrapped in the bed sheet, and he hands it to Zuvus. "What do you think this might be?"
Better be my lock-picking tools.
"Open it."
And he takes it, and he opens it. "Why did you think it was your responsibility to rummage through the water and find my finger, which I specifically left behind because it failed me and it has no use on my body?"
"It is your appendage. How can it fail you?"
"It is an appendage that did not do its job, and it could not stand up to the task that it was to do, and I lost a very nice ring because of it, and it has no place on my body."
I wish I could have popcorn, Mr. J.
"Well, just hold your finger," as he continues to root through the bag. And of course, there is no lockpick in there because...
He drops his finger. He had no interest in keeping it. And it's a little odd that you're just carrying my so-called appendage around with you. You are a pirate of the seas, and you probably wanted fish sticks later.
Do you mean that, or are you just trying to antagonize him?
I think I'm just trying to antagonize him.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's lurking behind that antagonism?
I think it's that he rejected, like I was trying to be friends with him, and he rejected it, and so now I'm just like, there.
Is it because you do like him, right?
Yeah.
Like you're like fighting yourself. You're gonna say these snippy things.
Yeah, I thought we were current friends. I like.
Because you like him.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're snippy. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Have I satisfied your request in going through my bag to find that there is no lockpick here?
It's obviously fallen out somewhere along the way.
Are you sure you may not have lost it in the giant whirlwind room we were in previously?
There have been many places in this terrible place where it likely could have fallen out of my pack.
Yet you immediately gravitate to say that I, the pirate, granted it does go with the territory, stole it.
You, as you've just said, are a pirate and have hated my people and rejected my acquaintanceship.
If I hated your people so much, why would I go to the trouble of rummaging through the water to save one of your fingers?
Because you likely thought you could hold it against me and use it as leverage.
No, I wanted to give it back to you so you could reaffix it to yourself. I don't have anything against you or your people.
Why didn't you hand it to me immediately after finding it, and instead you wrapped it up and hid it in your pack that you did not divulge until I asked you to empty your pack? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
You were kind of mad.
You were a bit peeved.
Waiting for you to calm down. I understand.
I would assume either of you would be mad if you lost a finger due to a stupid speaking ring.
So that's what this is about. The
Are
ring
you
betraying
embarrassed?
you.
I would like to move on from this conversation.
We could fix your finger.
I have no ring, I have no finger, I have no lockpick, and I can't open this door.
I don't hate you or your people. So get that idea out of your head.
Do you move towards Zubus as
Yes.
you say that? Zubus definitely seems to be breaking down, eh? Do you do anything?
He gives Zuvus an awkward barbarian pat on the back that's supposed to be gentle, but it's kind of a thwack. Just a pat. So it's they're there, but it's bonk, bonk.
Aw.
That's the softest I know how to reassure someone.
When he reaches to put his hand on my back, Zuvus reaches around and pulls him in for an entire hug.
I love that.
And he just kind of starts crying on his shoulder.
And you get this whoomp to the back of your chest.
Yep.
It knocks all the air out of you.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't see that gonna happen. Did you?
Oh,
Actually, I don't even know how you see things, so maybe that was a bad question too.
they have so much chemistry this season.
This season.
Raise a glass and drink with the enemy. Raise a glass and sing with the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own. And raise a glass and toast to the enemy. Raise a glass and sing to the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own.
This concludes this episode of Tavern Tales, a curated Dungeons & Dragons 5e game set in the Tales of the Yawning Portal adventure module by Wizards of the Coast. Our intro and outro music is the song Tavern Tales by the Bad Billy Band. You can find out more about the Bad Billy Band on iTunes or at www.badbillyband.com or follow them on Twitter at badbillyband. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes or find us on Twitter at tavern_tales. We'll be back next week with more of the adventure.